Hey, what's up? I'm Trevor, the creative behind Quacksat Studios, where creativity meets purpose. Here we design visuals that talk, from both graphic designing to meaningful stories and visuals. With a touch of perfection and satisfaction, we turn imagination into impact. Stick around, we'll create something that speaks. Today we're just going to make a quick recap on what we did in our previous lesson. We learned the text tools and how to import the images as we started off the shape tools. So if you want to import an image, you just go to your gallery, select the image, bring it on the PixelLab, resize it and press it wherever you want. So today we're just going to continue with the shape tools. The thing is draw is where now you get a chance to draw some scribbles or whatever you want, because it's a free pencil or free pen where you can just draw whatever you want on the cover. And if I click OK, this will be on one layer. You can see if I can hide this, it'll be just on one. So that's how the draw tool works. So you can just come here, select the color that you want, increase the size of your pen, reduce the size of your pen. If you want to write maybe a signature somewhere, you want to draw something, some lines, you can just come draw it, you use your signature or whatever you want. So you can increase, as you can see, it's sharp. So if I increase the smoothness, the edges, these affect the edges of your pencil. So I'm just going to remove this. So the script also, there's some settings which says fill. That means your pencil will be filled like this. And there is what is called dash, means it'll be dotted lines. And if I click neon, it will be affected with some neon. You can select a color like this one, blue gray. So you can see, as you can see at the edges, there's a little blurry. So that's the neon effect. So you can increase the bra radius, so it'll be like a spray. So you're putting a spray, something like that. So you can draw something, you can share something here. So it's just a matter of being creative with these tools when you're using. So just delete this. The other tool is now the shape, where it takes you to another window whereby you add the shapes that you want. So this is the rectangle. You can change the color to black. Let's choose this color. So it's just a rectangle. You can increase the size. Here's where you get the flexibility of manipulating the text. Now the shape tool, not the text. What am I thinking? Alright, so I hope you'll be trying this after watching this video, or you have a second video. Make sure you should also be trying, so you can change the color of the shape, so you can press it wherever you want, put your details, call to action there, so you can edit the shape. There are a lot of tools. You can reduce the opacity of the shape, or you can increase the radius. That means you'll be dealing with the edges, the corners. That means it'll be something like that. So I hope you have seen some designs having maybe something like this. That's how you can create with this PixelLab. So if I reduce, I have sharp corners like that, and you can manipulate it. You can add a gradient. So this is just the default gradient that we created in the text. So here also the color comes as recent color that you used. So it's up to you to choose the gradient that you want. We have already talked about the gradient in the text color tool. So you can also add a stroke to the shape that you have created. So this will be it. Now you have created a shape. So you can reduce the shape to 0. You can, these are just now the settings of a stroke, the stroke that you have added. So you can use the opacity of the stroke, because there are two sets. There's this set where you deal with the shape, which ends here. Once you come down here, you're dealing now with the stroke. So the radius, the width of the stroke, the opacity. So you can choose also color of the stroke. Maybe you want to be yellow. You can use the size of stroke, something like that. So you can also add a gradient to the stroke alone, something like that. So this just deals with the edges of the shape. Should be circular edge or sharp edge or 90-degree sharp edge. So this is just deals with the bra of the radius. As you can see, the stroke now is getting blurry. That's how you deal with the. So once the shape tool is active, you can see now the tools have also increased. If I click here, there are only a few tools. Why? Because the shape tool is not active. So you have a lot now. When the shape is active, you have a lot of options. When it's not active, you have few options on the shape ribbon. When it's active, there are many options where you can use to manipulate the shape. So there are other tools here which are the Bezier. The Bezier tool, when you go to Photoshop, it's called the pen tool. It's hard to use, but with time, with practice, because you need to practice every time in order to get these things correct. So it's just not a matter of practicing, but it's a matter of making a perfect practice. So Bezier tool is a little bit complicated, so we're just going to have another video where we're going to deal with the Bezier tool alone, because this thing is used to create the curves on your Canva or design that you are using. For example, we can create a certain shape. I hope you have seen those designs having some beautiful shapes. So this is how you deal with this. It's a little bit complicated. You work with nodes, you work with many nodes in order to create. So you're just going to have a separate video where we are just going to be talking about the Bezier tool. So that's how you deal with the Bezier tool. So we're going to talk more about it when we start talking about it. So I hope you have seen some design having some kind of shape like this on their corner or somewhere beneath, and this cover in this area being filled. So that's how you deal with this, because I can change the color to whatever color I want. I'm just trying to match this. Hope you have seen something like that. So just going to have a separate video which is going to talk about the Bezier tool. The other thing is arrow. There's some default arrows. So if you want maybe have a product you want to point on, you can just click some arrows. So these are just some default arrows. So you can change their colors. It's up to you. You can choose what kind of font you want to use, the size of the arrow, which type do you want to use. So it's up to you to choose. So just pray, just visit these sites and see what you're gonna find and try it out. Yeah, so you can use this in your contents. You might be manipulating the colors. You can be adding the strokes of the text. Opacity is 50, increasing the stroke. So this is what you're going to be having. The color of the stroke, can be manipulating it. So that's how you deal with this. So I'm just going to delete the stroke, but we want to deal with the shape manipulation. So there's a delete button. If you have created a shape, maybe you want to edit it. That means you have to go to the edit tool. It's going to give you this side where you're going to edit your shape again. So there are some default shapes where you can select. You want a circle. So this is the circle. Yeah, you can put it wherever you want. Some details there. You can press it by dragging. You can choose this shape. It's up to you. All shapes are here. The triangle. If you want this polygon, if you want this, it's up to you. So this is because the stroke. Let's just reduce the stroke. Let's just make this color to be pure color like this. Yeah, you want to add a certain dialogue. Maybe people are talking something. Yeah, you can just add that. So you can be able to copy it, press it somewhere. Maybe this man was talking, and this baby here was also talking. You can just add some dialogue, put the text. Just try something crazy but creative. So yeah, maybe they were discussing something, Hey dad, why are we taking this photo here? Ah, it's a family photo. So you just have to be here. All right, anyway. So that's how you use these tools. So that's about these shapes. So right now, just going to add another shape. So I'll add a rectangle. That means for me to add, I'll click the shape tool. Then I'll just drag it this way. It's white. It's white, so I have to change the color to, let's choose the color. Which color should we choose? Which color should we choose? Just use this one. Wow, it's beautiful already. Yeah. All right. So there's this where you can crop your shape that you have created by dragging like this. So there's some also settings here where it's just some ratios that you want to cut, to crop. So if you want to change the direction of your font or the horizon, use these tools. Then I want to take something like a circle on the shape. See, so you have seen something like this. That's how you use it. You can take a circle and just shrink it a bit. What I'm talking, let me just add a shape and show you what I'm talking. So I'm going to take a circle, put a color. You can just shrink it like this. So that is what I was trying to say. Increase it. You see. So yeah, that's how you do the shapes. But this I want it to be a rectangle. So the other thing, you can copy, press it somewhere that you want the shape to be. So delete this. I want to work with one shape. So front, back, we have already discussed. This is on, it's beneath because it's at the back. You want it to be on top, you click to front. That means if you're dealing with the layers, that's where it is. So if you want to drag, when you want to drag also a layer, you cannot drag using these areas. If I tap this, you see this blue lines. That means this layer is active. You can be able to manipulate it, to hide it, to delete it, or you want to copy it. That means you're having another copy. Or you want maybe to edit the size. That's another method of editing. So there, maybe a color you want to rotate. That's another way of doing it. You want to bring it at the bottom, on the top. This is right now it's at the bottom. If you want to bring it at the top, it's at the top. So that's how you deal with this. So when you want to move a layer, you use these dots here at the left. You tap, not here. But if you want to use a layer, tap this and move where you want it to be. So that's how you deal with this. Moving on, we have discussed already about the position, where you can just position by dragging it. Relative position, you want to be at the center. That means, for example, let's say you're having something like this. You are not sure where's the center. Just click the relative position. This is the definite center. Then you can put some details, copy the text. Put some details there, something like that. So back to the shape tool, relative. I talked of the relative size. That means you're just increasing according to relative size, the height and the width. The color, we have already discussed about it. You can add a gradient to a shape. That's up to you. You can choose the gradient. You have already discussed how to manipulate the gradient. The other thing I've talked about the text as well. You can also add a photo to this. Just select something quick. That means it would only take this area. Why are they appearing thrice? Why? Because is the scale. Remember, when we are selecting, this is square. If we wanted, we could have, because it's smooth, that means it could have been this. It would have taken this rectangle. So that's how you deal with this texture too. Practice, 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 and practice. Perfect practice makes one perfect. I hope you're enjoying these lessons. Stay put as we continue with the shape tools to create out something that is creative and catchy. So stick around, let's create something together. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like my channel.